is, but anyway. Alright, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. Brought to you by Fifth Dimension. Alright, had some is Saturn losing its rings. At least I say it's half. Basically, yes, depending on who you're connecting to or who you listen to or wherever it is. Saturn is causing a lot of manipulations on our planet, and indeed it is. Yeah, I believe we're making progress. This year might be a very strange year, possibly. Of course, the California fires, they showed, I forgot, there was something on YouTube about once again there's houses that are burnt down, other houses are sort of fine, like trees that are half burned and the other side isn't. Either way, it's kind of like a weaponization. So yeah, it feels like we're obviously the alien beings see the future a lot clearer than we do, but I believe we are making some progress. As for when everything is going to be seen in our reality is another story. And yeah, for the slave population here, which is the normal human, you know, they're gonna have difficulties with all this. But as more people activate, it's going to get stranger and stranger. Seeing Chinese fish people, Orion beings. I felt Orion around recently. They're keeping us together. They are, you know, they have worlds in Orion that are similar to ours. Okay, maybe not like this, but you know, our world is humans from our world affected other realities and brought some of our insanity to them. You can say there's another reason why the Orion Wars happened, because they took this party and brought it to other places. It's like, we don't want this here, and then you have yourself a war. So at least that's what I got right now as I was talking, which makes a lot of sense. It's like, do you imagine taking this world and this enslavement and move into other worlds? Yeah, a lot of people aren't going to be too happy about that, or whoever it is. And you imagine, you know, they want to share the love. Yeah, this world's kind of like a cancer in some regard. So yeah, you can imagine they know how to make these things happen on this planet, and why not share the love with other worlds? And it makes a lot of sense. And Saturn has been, I believe Saturn has been manipulated. I mean, they're on both sides, positive and not so positive. But I think for a big part, a lot of it's been manipulated. Men in Black come from there, they come from Mars, come from all. Jeez, I got messages about Mars. I'm not gonna go into it right now. Maybe tomorrow. I'm still digesting what I picked up on today. Oh yeah. And the other thing that's in the title today, it might not make any sense to some. I was going to use the catchphrase. It's like, you know what? Let's just keep it simple. What am I talking about? Well, we're about to find out. Jeez. So I typed in the search bar. Well, this is kind of giving it all away, actually. Okay, there you go. There's Saturn. Saturn is losing its rings quicker than expected. You can go and look up Saturn and have fun reading all that. But, you know, you can say part of the heart of... Jeez. Love themselves some great advertising. So, what does this mean? This... Let's see, let's go to... USSOCOM. Let's put it that way. However you want to spell it. Now, what is this about? It's like, okay, you do a search of it. What do you get? Oh, jeez. Oh, because it's trying to go there. I'm not going to go to their website. It gets what's in my deck of the woods. United States Special Operations Command. MacDill, which is not too, about 30 minutes away from me. So yeah. So right now they're going into some issues about war crimes, and it's not like I'm going to drive by there and get zapped again. But this is in my deck of the woods, basically. So is there a crackdown on what's going on there? Probably. Oh, is there abusive of power? Oh, no doubt. You can say the whole thing is abuse of power. Now, they don't do it here in the United States. They go overseas and do these things that are illegal. So, you know, take over countries or whatever it might be. You know, you just use your imagination. So, I'm not going to dive too far into this, but this is what I live near. So you can say that now special operations, you can look at the Wikipedia of all this. It's not fun to read. A little bit overwhelming. But basically a lot of missions are sent out of this area, out of this Air Force base that goes overseas and does, you know, who knows what. Of course, it's not all going to be documented for good reason. But yeah. This is a troublemaker over here, you can say. So, and now when you think about it, or not, yeah, when the super wealthy, that you can even just look at what we know, like the Amazons and all that. Of course, I was just listening to like a short documentary, which wasn't very good, but about Silicon Valley. And who was the first like founders of it, or was to fund it? Rockefellers. So it's like, yeah, figures. While they're drinking tea and driving around their Lamborghinis, you know, or whatever, eating Grey Poupon, they founded Silicon Valley, which is so look at the people that run in Silicon Valley, and you have all that wealth, and then they can, you know, obviously with the elite, they know power. You know, they have power where they can use our military. Military is for their use. It's rich people. It's for rich people, basically. Not your average rich person, though. For your super rich, your rich people that you never heard of, basically. And they use it so they can make money or manipulate the stock market, whatever it is. You know, do the whole Russia thing that's going on. I mean, they're the ones playing the show that we're not seeing here. And it's just as we become more alien, as we become more knowledgeable about our planet, we'll be able to start, like with the stock market, they're really beating the crap out of that right now. I don't think it's going to really turn into anything. I mean, a lot of people are making a lot of money. Like, you know, there's a lot of insider trading going on. So think about that. Think about if you know about insider trading. You know when the stock market is going to crash. And nobody's going to mess with you. You can crash it 500 points, whatever the hell it is, and make some pretty good dough. Think of that's what's going on. And that's what's going on. So, you can be scared all you want. Of course, it might make rich people poor, whatever it might be. Facebook's taking a beating. I don't think they're going to phase out Facebook yet. They might. They might try to change the infrastructure of it, like who's running it. They might try to do it. There's a possibility of trying to get rid of Zuckerberg out of there. And that's why all that's going on. There's a possibility of it. He's a main shareholder. He's a weirdo. He looks like an alien or a robot, whatever your point of view is. He's both. So. I mean that's an alien, and I don't know what's going on with the majority of humanity. I'm not. Majority are, I don't know. It's hard to say. Obviously, right now, most are going to open up to what's going on. There's always going to be a big population that's not going to believe in any of this. They're enjoying being a slave. They have their holidays, you know, the holidays for the slaves, basically. It's fucking ridiculous. We gotta look at things differently. There was a thing in Europe. I couldn't find it. It had some kind of cube. It was bizarre. It wasn't a black cube. It was just a cube. It was very strange. It was in Europe. I can't seem to find it. I'll see if I can do it. I don't know if I'll find it, but. It has to do with those the yellow jackets, you know, the people that are protesting right now. And that movement will probably get a lot larger, definitely. That's not going anywhere. And that's a good thing. I mean, you know, the protesting, you know, it's unfortunate you have to go that direction. But yeah, it's part of the QAnon movement, I believe. And it's going to definitely get some, yeah, it's going to get, I don't know if it'll go into the United States. It might just stay in Europe. So, it might go into the United States, but Europe likes to protest, so it might just stay mostly over there. But QAnon energies are going to get stronger here. They're obviously not giving me any details of where things are going, for good reason. But we're going to basically, over time, diagnose what's going on our planet. Like with Egypt, there's a lot of fish-like beings there too, and aquatic beings on the surface, observing if this is the type of world they really want to connect with. I mean, to add more fish beings to our planet. Yeah, that's a tall. Yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's going to be a strange. It's going to get more sci-fi as you open yourself up. It's already strange as it is, isn't it? I mean, look at our religions. That's all alien, and most of the population looks the other direction. So we're about to crack open the can, and most people aren't going to believe in any of this. It's easier to have the eyes closed, obviously, but it can only last so long. It's just that, basically, because new generations are going to connect with this type of information. And it's like, this is better than living as a slave. It's like, they call it a movement. It's a new era. I mean, they like being more open and more free and just be able to think crazy things instead of being programmed by Disney and all this stuff. That was another thing I was going to ask about. I was going to ask somebody that's connected to angels. I still might. I kind of got an answer back. So I was like, what the hell am I doing in Florida for? It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I know I visited these places. Obviously, the military thing is really kind of spooky when you think about it. Especially around the military, around the, MacDill, and the main entrance, it's all run down. It was like, shit. Might as well just gut everything and just make it. It's very strange. It's that way for a reason. It's a lot of mind control energies are done there, obviously. A lot of Zeta energies are there. They were telling me right now. Special operations, yes. The Men in Black are there. They come and go there. They're not really. They're obviously keeping track of me, obviously. But they keep track of all channels, anybody that's connecting. But they do know the inevitable that they are going to lose their power eventually. They've seen it because they have their own psychics there too. Maybe not at MacDill, but you know, the Shadow Elite know. You know, they know that, and again, a lot of Shadow Elite are probably. I believe some might have a difficult. Some are probably stepping down too. So kind of tired of this world, whatever it might be. There's a talk of that. There's different versions of information. A lot of the elite are just kind of sick of this world and just like they're not getting it. They're just gonna go and take over something else, wherever the hell it is. So they're letting us take the world back. It's another way of looking at things. It's a combination of either way. It doesn't matter. What matters is that we're making our prison break from this controlled reality. So yeah, alien energies. You know, it's a high possibility that things are really going to start to, at least for sightings, are going to really dramatically increase. And it's hard to say. They might, with military trying to block some of this stuff here and there, because realize that people here are becoming more aware of their connections. And you can connect to the beings, even if you're not fully aware of it, you're somewhat connected to it, and you're bringing them in closer to us. Maybe not next year you'll see it, but maybe over the next 5 to 10 years, you realize all this time you've actually been connecting to them, you just don't remember any of it. And which is happening. It's just the memory of it isn't, it's not time yet to have that. but does not mean it's not. It is going on right now. You just, it gets cut. The timelines get cut. We don't remember. I know it sounds weird, but weirdness weirdness is going to become the new norm, because how long can this place sustain itself? It's not going anywhere. I mean, they're remaking all these stupid TV shows. It's freaking great. I don't know if they're making chips or they're making all this shit. It's like this place is running out of gas, basically. It's like the movie is coming to an end. Marvel, all these superhero movies, though, all the comics, that's all aliens. It's just comics are looked down upon because, like I said, it's not time yet, whatever it might be. But now, like, Superman was a dream. The creative Superman, dream Superman. I mean, it was like it was real. And look at it now. I think it took like 8 years for it to be published, to find a publisher. So that would take it seriously. And look, it changed the freaking world. So, the comics are aliens. They're downloaded information, and eventually people are going to start looking at the past and and realizing who's here. And we're in the beginning stages of shifting timelines where all this is going to become. Right now it's going to be laughed at by the slave society, but over time, the weirder the better. Because it's like, the stranger the better, because that means we're leaving this dull reality that doesn't never mattered anyway. I mean, it does, but anyway. It's like more people, that's the thing. Maybe people connect to a lot of strange stuff, but then they shut it down. Well, what if you just not shut it down and just let all this weirdness come in? Like, you might have a lifetime of 3 heads, 8, 10 fingers on one hit. Jeez. Anyway, stuff like that, just weirdness. If you allow that stuff to just come through, it's like, okay, we'll just, instead of just shutting off the universe, let me just let it flood through. And what do you see yourself as? A pig being, or whatever the hell it is? And this is how you open yourself up. And it's almost like being on drugs. It's almost like being, like, you're drunk. You kind of have to be drunk in some ways, at least act like it. Or, because it's kind of like that, because you're connected to the abnormalities of the true reality. So, they say that QAnon energy is more for the third dimension mind, the intellectual, to tap into the spiritual, because many aren't ready for all this weird shit. But many of it out there just like bring it on, because this place doesn't mean it. This is So you have the comic book movies with the aliens, and we're slowly shifting. Next year is not being very clear. I would expect more alien sightings, but unconventional. Just a lot of stuff's going to happen that we're not going to be able to predict, and that's for the best. That makes it more interesting anyway, right? Yeah, I believe next year is going to be a strange year. It's going to get more bizarre in 2020. So just be prepared to look at things differently. It's like the information's coming is going to be bizarre, but then again, we have the pyramids, we have all this stuff in the ancient aliens that's all weird already. So if we start becoming weird too, it's like, now I'm tapping into what was been hidden. So I was editing a video. I have to work on my camera work. Nighttime stuff. But anyway, I have one video coming out, and as I was looking at it, it's like, because there's different dimensions. It's like if you eventually you'll be able to feel these other realities. And feel that some people are already doing it probably, and you'll feel other beings looking in on us, and it's like coming from a paradise reality, which is the spirit world, and they're all in awe with us. They're just like, wow, look at this place. And they just, even if it's hard for us to be here, but a lot of them they're still excited with this place, even if it's a pain in the ass. It's like, wow, that person fell down, that's really neat. It's like they don't have that over there. It's like they don't have blood, they don't have you know, illness. They don't have any of that. So we're even. I'm talking about the spirit world. I'm not talking about the aliens, and you have that reality where they're a little bit more connected to us. The spirit world is totally opposite of this place. So we're kind of like a carnival act, along with other worlds. But this one's really disconnected from spirit. So as we reconnect, it's not perfect there, obviously, but you know, is this going to be, you know, not to say you'll get, who knows, but that's where we're heading. We're heading to more, yeah, the more bizarre the better, basically. That's how you connect back to the alien energies. Bizarre is more normal. Weird is normal. This is prison. So, and they like themselves some prison. That's for damn sure. They do. But it's part of it's school. So, who's to go against that? If you want to be in jail, go for it. Some of us are going to make a run for it, and you can have this place all to yourselves. For those who are new to all this, is ivantalk.com. We have private sessions throughout the week. You can find it here. We have one on the channel. You have Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. Questions, about 7 days for that. For the moment, so we have Spirit Social, same situation here. We have our channelers and healers. We have a social network. We have the rabbit, who's completely out of his mind. So thanks for joining us. If your support of all this, yeah, it's going, yeah. So weird. I'm trying to keep this. Yeah, it's been a long day as usual. Yeah, what I'm getting is the more bizarre the better, basically. Yeah, because as you know, it's hard to function when you're connecting to bizarreness all the time. I don't connect to this stuff on a day, like every single day, every hour. It's like you kind of have to live your life, do the best you can. But every once in a while, you'll get a download information. You're envisioning yourself on Mars, or what, you know. Every once in a while, this stuff will come through. It's just, you just have to be curious on your own too, on your own intuitions. Where do you think you've been? What do you see? Do you feel other versions of Earth? Where you're female, where you're male, where you're this, where you're black, white, whatever the hell it is, Zeta. It's another thing of people wondering how to open themselves up. Because the jail reality that we're in here is going to start, you know, because as you open yourself up, you feel more of your alien connections. And that's how it works, and most of society doesn't know what the hell that is. Because it's funny, it's like they laugh at all this, but yet alien stuff is in all their entertainment, their TVs, video games. It's in everything. It's like, but then they don't see it. That's here. So yeah, but I feel, let's see, I know it's like the next 10 years, feels like in the next 5 years, I know it's like, yeah, 5 years, that's great. It'll be, at least be taken a little bit more seriously. But next year we're going to get a boost, let's put it that way. I don't know. Nothing's ever 100%. Who the hell knows? But yeah, sometimes we have to go through hell to open ourselves up even more spiritually. You know, you have to go through a personal hell to open yourself up spiritually. Where all of a sudden you're feeling more archangel energies around you, or more alien energies around you. It's like you go through a break. You're breaking out of third dimension. Because we are putting third dimension in retirement now. So the Saturn is seizing up. What about, it's, you know, the majority of population is going to see this all as weird. It's just the way it is. They're not going to, as more people of the alien are going to start to morph, and more people here that are connected to it are just going to start morphing mentally. It's just going to happen. It's just it's hard to say where. Yeah, so yeah, we're becoming the aliens, basically. I've said this before, but I'll say it again. As we become more of the aliens, and a lot of people are not ready for that shit. It's just, I think even those that are part of channeling communities, I think some of them are just like, fuck that shit. It's like, I'd rather connect to it and have a spaceship show up, but me change into that? What the fuck are you talking about? So, because I think we're here to morph ourselves, basically. Yeah, it's just, of course they close out the Santa Psalms, but of course life is, its world is in the Santa Psalm. But yeah, nothing here makes sense, right? People like mystery. Well, you're here to solve, you're here to be that mystery, you can say. Solve it. You'll know it, but others won't, because they're connected to the old programming. But we are in a change environment. So next year, some might feel a shift even through January. Yeah, hardships are here. I mean, I'm going through work and stuff like that. I'm here to battle Disney, apparently. Oh, that's right, that's all I was going to bring up. So what the hell am I in Florida? I'm here to battle the mouse, well, at least the corruption of it. In my own little way. Yeah, that'll come down. It'll be opened up over time. So, not in a battle sense, but, there's a CIA energy there, which is not going to be easy to connect with for obvious reasons. But yeah, it's doing a major mind control over the humanity. As a lot of Anunnaki energies there, obviously, through materialism. It's, people that, you want to know where the phrase, humans are the children. It's people that aren't ready for this stuff. Those are the children. Those that are ready for all this weirdness, you're not the children. Yeah, it's for those that I mean, they're kind of not, well, it's on how you look at it, obviously, but technically it's those that think that all this is crazy. That's the children energy. And none of this is perfect, but not to say those that are understanding all this are the adults in a lot, but, well, we're upgrading, so you're going to another a level of school. Not to say you're better or anything, because the idea is to help others understand this. It's like, you don't want to go, it's like, oh, look, I'm in the higher grade, I'm better than you. Fuck that shit. It's like, no. It's like, yeah, it'd be nice for more people to be aware of this instead of telling us none of it means it, none of it's real. Because like magicians like David Blaine, I think that's the right name, is real. And that's like a soft reboot. But imagine a whole bunch of David Blaine's, magicians doing this stuff. And that's where we're heading. Little by little by little. Eventually, obviously you won't need food anymore, or money for that matter. Who knows when the hell that's going to happen, but that's way down the line. Your energy really has to be shifted at that point. Some are probably already on the direction of that. But we're definitely, like with manifesting, it's different for everybody, obviously. We have a lot of lessons. It's best not to force it. It's just to go with it. Manifest what you feel like, or just live your life. Live it the best you can. Know what you want, obviously, but live it the best you can. That's probably the best way to manifest. You'll figure it, If there's little things, it's easier to manifest little things than big things. Let's put it that way. So, kinder words from your family, kinder words from a spouse, positive energies from a spouse, from co-workers, or something around those. Sometimes you obviously can't force anybody to think a certain way. You don't want to get involved with that. But also this is to help you open up your senses. It's like, why can't this person be nice to me? At least eventually get a message on why they're not nice to you. Like at work or something like that, or a family member. You'll just get more of a knowing, little by little. So all this is about, obviously, knowing more, but not just through a channeler, but through everybody. So that is, we're heading into a whole new world, basically. Gradually. Just more upgrades are going to come through, obviously. Let's see if anything from Spirit. Obviously, they can't give us a whole lot of details. Um, I'm going to do some. I'm not sure when. Maybe Friday. I was going to do it tomorrow, but another one of those prosecutor of the alien beings are causing difficulties. I think it's basically for alien awareness here. Just maybe for those that aren't aware of what's here, possibly Friday. We'll see. It's in the works. Let's put it that way. I was gonna put a video of this, as the next title, but the Royals are the biggest rednecks, or maybe the first rednecks of on this planet. The Royals that are in England. They put other rednecks to shame. Basically, they are probably the most famous rednecks on the world. So you might think you're a redneck, and you probably are, but let me tell you, the supreme redneck is in Windsor Castle. And people are going to have difficulties with that. So that might be the subject of tomorrow's subject matter. Not to say that, but the whole spew of this. Let's see. For predictions, though, obviously we're very connected to Saturn. Saturn is like a sister planet. We're just not being told that. You're told Venus is a sister planet. Technically, Saturn is a sister planet because it's been through a lot of turmoil like us. It's like we went down into this, into the gutter basically, and we kind of took them with us. Meaning that we have a contract with Saturn. And it's not to say that their world is exactly like ours, but there are beings there that will have no problem. It's kind of like holding us underwater. We've been held underwater for a long time. To help teach us lessons. Because we're all being taught many things that we're not being very clear of why. What I got in the past was for more challenges. It's like you're learning all of this to be challenged more later. Well, to be a leader, whatever it is, like you're going in. You think this world's a pain in the ass? There are worlds obviously more. There are worlds you can't reincarnate. Some worlds you can't. You can there for a second, and then you're like losing your mind. But there are other worlds that do need humans from this. They need souls from this world to battle other darkness. And so this is boot camp. So, yeah, seeing this world connect more to alien energies, in a lot of ways, should be second nature. And technically it is. So, it feels like, it's a possibility. It's right around the corner. I guess we'll find out. Next year might be the year. 2020 might be the year. I would expect more sightings. That's all I can pick up on. That was very general. But I would expect more sightings, and I don't think the media is going to connect to it quite yet. They're going to. They're going to have to. You can say that it's going to be in the next 10 years or maybe 2020. It's hard to say. Yeah, because 2020, because that's what the presidential stuff, they always talk about the economy is going to crash and all that. But 2020 might be, this next year is a build up for a lot of activity for 2020. So expect the unexpected, basically. And like with the military breaking down, Saturn breaking down, the church has not broken down yet. It's a big thing to break down. The royal family breaking down, that'd be interesting. We got a while for that too. So like when these old systems, empires start to fall, then we're definitely going to, like you call it, the new Earth. Yeah, a lot of these all this old stuff has to break. You can say presidency here, in the United States is new. Even you have presidents of France, and that's a little bit different. It's not a king; it's a president, so it's something different. So with the monarchy breaking down, and what that would be, that's gonna be a tough one to break down, but that will eventually. But yeah, and the Catholic Church has been slowly breaking down because all the scandals. It's showing that there is light there. There's a positive there for that even to come out. So you know, people has predicted that Pope's going to step down. He's still there. I don't think he's going to step down. Obviously, there are timelines where he did. It's not likely. I don't think so. He's doing everything he can to stay there. So I believe he's doing positive there. I mean, you know, he's a Pope, so what do you want? But I think there's some good there with him. So he's just working behind the scenes, and for him to leave would do it injustice. So it's hard to say. I know obviously he's under control, but I believe there is positive being done there. So yeah, it's just you know, like with Switzerland's connected to the Illuminati and Brussels connected to the Illuminati, the Vatican Illuminati is all that. Anytime they do, when these churches do these sermons, you know, they do all this religious stuff. It's like opening up portals and doing all kinds of shit, bringing in bad beings and hopefully clearing out old ones. Hopefully, but it's not doing us any favors when they do that shit, especially when the Pope does it, because it's a powerful. It's not good stuff. Even if he is trying to help in the bed, he still has to do his job. And then if he doesn't, he gets removed. So he has to play the part. So yeah, when you do those like these religions, at least for the Pope, at least, and even I would say in these little churches too around, especially America, when you do these sermons, when they sing this stuff, I don't think it's good. It's like, well, yeah, I would just get rid of all the songs, get rid of the churches, and just, because that's all part of the control. So, not to say there isn't any positive there, probably is, but probably best just to clear it all out. Yeah, the Mormons are probably one of the strongest ones. Yeah. Catholics obviously are, but the Mormons are pretty powerful too. And of course, yeah, the Masons. But the Masons aren't that big compared to. I mean, yeah, they're not as big as. I don't think as big as the Mormons, but the Mormons is an extension of the Masons, though. So, yeah. So, all right. Hopefully that's helpful. That's the only channel we have for tonight. We'll connect to somebody tomorrow. So, all right. Much love, blessings. Have a great night.